Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Rune News. I'm your host, Ryan, and as always, it's bloody good to have you guys here in the audience today. Jagex has, in my opinion, ruined Yama for a lot of players today. They've made a very interesting change, a ballsy change, very big ball change by Jagex. Which we're going to discuss in a minute. We will talk about the pros and the cons to it, amongst other various changes they've made too. This weekend on Sunday, we're actually also starting our annual Subathon of 2025. The Comeathon is going, and it doesn't stop until the timer hits 0. Last year, we hit about 23, 24 days. We're trying to break that record this year, and it is 100% advert-free. So make sure, if you've got a spare second, anytime over the next rest of the 30 days ahead of you, come by to the live stream here on this YouTube channel, say hi, tell me to get fucked. I don't care. If you want to add time to the clock for free, just get a friend to hit the subscribe button. It'll add 10 seconds. That's all you got to do. Free button to hit, 10 seconds, easy as that. Otherwise, we're pretty much going to move forward now to the next part of this week's Oldschool Runescape update. But I have one question for you guys to answer in the comment section down below, and that is with the finale now of DMM All-Stars this week. Quite a dramatic ending there. Very, very controversial, I guess, event overall. Quite exciting to watch, especially the finale. Unfortunately, we had some DDoSing attacks, which had to delay a lot of the events and kind of throw a spanner in the works. There was some great KO business. Bodie, man, he dropped the fucking ball hard there against West Ham. It's fucking unfortunate. But what do you guys feel about the event overall? How are you feeling out of 10? We know Didder Bitter's in the shitter, okay? We get it. Street shitter Didder he's out of the question. We get that. Everything else to do with the finale, however, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below how you're feeling about it. I would love to know your thoughts and feelings and opinions on the entire event overall. My name is Ryan. You're watching Rune News. Don't be afraid to hit the like and subscribe button while you're down there. I'd greatly appreciate the support. This is Rune News, and you're watching Rune News. Misc galore and Yama tweaks is the title of this week's update, and honestly, Jagex, they're fucking around here a little bit. We're going to dive straight into it. First of all, Group Ironman, you can now get the pet regardless of, so basically what was happening was two people in the same Group Iron team, one of them uses the contract, only that person was eligible for the pet from Yama. Now, both players will be, because you're part of the same team. One contract serves two people, provided you're on the same team. So, nice little tweak there. Beautiful. You're in a grap group. Why not? Makes sense. Now, the cheesy Emberlight. This is where Jagex has kind of fucked a few people. Because, read this shit. Some of you clever clogs discovered that the Emberlight special attack could be used to repeatedly drain Yama's offensive stats, basically turning him into a mildly annoying training dummy. Clever clogs? That's the Emberlight fucking special attack, Jagex. It's the Arclight special. It's the Silverlight special attack. I think it's the Silverlight at least. Anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, but that has always been the case. This is Corporeal Beast 101. What the fuck do you mean, clever clogs discovered? Yeah, no fucking shit. Of course the Emberlight drains offensive stats. That was the fucking point. What would happen was you would do 3 Emberlight specs, guys, and that would drain the maximum amount of defense possible from Yama and enough attack and strength for you to be able to tank a decent amount of hits in the final phase and basically just belt the cunt and brute force him to death. Now, people were obviously going further than this and doing 6, 7, 8 hits, and Yama would just be a giant chicken. Which is great. It wouldn't drain his defense anymore, but it would drain his stats. Now, Jagex has just completely removed the ability to pretty much drain the stats of Yama, as far as I can tell here. Emberlight special attack will no longer reduce Yama's offensive stats, meaning you can no longer brute force the final phase. If you fuck up your Condor Fly or Dono Fly methods at the end there, you're getting hit for 27s through prayer in the final phase. So thanks a lot, cunt. Thanks, Jagex. Appreciate that. This ruins a lot of melee mechanics and melee text for a lot of people. It doesn't ruin it. It makes it a lot harder, a lot more punishing. You're going to take a lot more fucking damage, which means you may now fall back relying on maging for the final phase if you cannot get that Dono Fly strategy down to an effective manner, which is unfortunate, but fair enough. Now, one alternative is Jagex could put a cap on the strength and attack drain like the defense. 3 Emberlights is enough, I think, because you still get hit through prayer reasonably, and you can still hit up to like 17 through prayer, which is a bit rough. But instead, they've just thrown the whole thing out the window. This, in my opinion, it doesn't ruin Yama for me personally, because I'm a fucking G and I'm a gamer. But a lot of people that sit there trying to do this consistent, chill, AFK, kind of hit the boss and You still have to put a bit of work in. The horn makes it super free. It's completely thrown that in the bin now. You can still do it. You'll just take a fuck ton more damage, which is a bit annoying. Don't let them turn into a chicken, but let players drain the stats a little bit. I don't see why the fuck not. Kind of weird. They may change it back or make a few changes in the future. They did say we're open to exploring slightly less harsh alternatives in the future. I think whatever 35% is, or whatever the Amber Light does for defense, whatever the cap is on defense, do the same for strength and attack. Make it 3 Amber Lights being the absolute cap. That makes perfect sense, because then that uses both players' full special attack bars if you include the horn at the start of the fight. It's 3 guaranteed Amber Lights, and he can still mess you up through prayer. It's just not as damaging, and it allows you to have that option available if you want to go through the melee tech. So that's my opinion. I think Jagex has fucked the boss here for some players at the moment. Doesn't mean you can't do it. It's just going to be so much more punishing. There's also a bolt ban here. So the glyphic attenuation contract is meant to be melee focused. People are using ruby and diamond bolts. Jagex has now made it so those bolts are no longer available on this contract, basically. So get fucked. It's melee only. Makes sense. It's kind of, I mean, at least they haven't fucked the speed running side of things, because a lot of people like to chase ruby bolt specs for a lot of speed running aspects of this game. This doesn't have anything to do with that. So I'm totally on board with them for removing this range bolt strategy, provided it is purely meant to be a melee only encounter. So that's fine. I'm okay. I'll accept that. However, this is the one contract I haven't attempted yet, so it's also a pretty uneducated opinion at this point. Player support and anti-cheat stats. Here we go, boys. For May, so far, 63.9 hour response time, which is bad. I believe that's up about 20 hours from last month. Last month was about 47 hours response time. So Jagex is actually doing worse. Sorry, I'm in the way. Jagex is doing worse here for average response time in May, which is unfortunate. Ticket satisfaction score, 71%, is not good. I think it should be at least 85%. Support queries resolved, 30k. 161k overall year to date. Support center views, no one cares about that, okay, at all. Report action messages, no one cares about that. Macro bans, 400k macro bans in May, meaning 1.4 mil overall. GP removed, 1.63 trillion to now make it 11.8 trillion. Real trade bans, 12k, up from 63k. You just get rid of death matching, see how little real trade bans there are. And then chat spam mutes. To be honest, if they're not bot spam and advertising websites, they should not be muted at all. But, especially since you have an ignore and profanity filter system in the game, but we'll leave that for another time when there's a more logical conversation to be had. In the meantime, I'd like to know how many of these are confirmed false bans or confirmed or appealed. We'd like to see some appeal processes. How many have been appealed? Man, it's hard to say, because if it's a false ban, does it count? But will Jagex ever admit fault? I don't know. I've never been false banned. People I know have been, claim to have been false banned. I just don't know. I play this game a fucking lot. I have many accounts. I do a lot of dumb shit. Don't do anything dodgy and illegal though. So that's what. Are they false bans? What do you think? I don't know. Can't tell. Community and mobile. We got a fucking Ironman Moments section in Rune News. We're not going over this shit, okay? But Cape? Fuck that. Bean's got okay this week. We'll talk about that later instead. Scythe? Maddie got a sang kit from Homo Top. We'll talk about that later. I don't give a fuck about any of these screenshots. These mobile achievements. Get fucked. Mobile is not that hard to play the fucking game. It's that simple. Other changes. A lot of the shit here is pretty much irrelevant. No, nothing at all. Nothing super special except one thing, which is the... Here we go. The collection log overview can now be opened at the same time as the combat achievements interface. It always could be. That's not new. So why the fuck is it on other changes? Waste of time, but thank you, Jagex. Good thing LMS is back on Oswald's this week. This blog post pissed me off so much, I think I've got to go in the game and get racist real quick. So, meat's back on the menu, boys. My name is Ryan. I'm going to show you guys how to make a fuck ton of money in just a moment. This has been Rune News so far. Much appreciated for you guys sticking around, but it's about to get a whole lot better, and you're about to get a whole lot richer thanks to Wade Green in just a moment. My name is Ryan. This is the Oldschool Runescape segment of Rune News. You're watching Rune News, and this is Rune News. This week, a RuneScape 3 player has reached out to me and given me some more refined and in-depth details on the update this week for RuneScape 3. More of what's going on, more juice, more meat and potatoes. And word for word, I shit you not, they told me with this week's update, it is so dog shit that it comes with 5% more worms within the shit itself for RuneScape 3. I expect nothing less from this game because after all, as we know, RuneScape 3 is fucking dog shit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Grand Exchange segment for Rune News. This week, the Osmonton's Fang is on the fucking rise, of course. Now, it's close to 30 mil RL in game, but what people need to understand, Jagex sends through these reports to us. These are not based on real-time GE results, unfortunately, because they just can't keep up with their own fucking game. Third-party sources can do it fine. RuneLite can do it fine. The Wiki can do it fine, but the Jagex website, this is why scams happen in the Grand Exchange. The Fang is rising. I think it hit nearly 30 mil the other week or the other day. Beautifully rising Fang, likely to rise higher, especially with the new tier-way changes coming soon in the near future and the release of the Delve boss. This could serve as a faithful and reliable stab weapon if it's required at all for accuracy checks in the new coming update very soon. Now, one of our biggest losses for the week is the Gout Tuber, of course, given that wood cutting level now actually makes the Gout Tuber easier to get. This was a valuable item. It's now pretty much going to just hit rock bottom very quickly because, I mean, you just get 90 wood cutting AFK, go do the Gout Tuber, Bob's your fucking uncle, easy as that. Otherwise, the Crams of Diary don't really mean fuck all. Now, this is an example of what we're talking about. The Cypher Vatour dropping to about 1.6 bill here, but this is okay because we're likely to see a big spike and rise coming up with the Delve boss, which is why we're investing heavily in the Scythes at the moment to grab as much of this to grow our cash stack as big as possible, because once that update drops, if it's Crush or Slash related, oh boys, we're fucking in, and I tell you what, we'll be in for fucking free, and if it's stabbed, then the Fang's gonna take the cake right there. So Cypher Vatour coming in fucking hot, likely an item you want to be holding on to right now. Time to start learning some tobs and grab yourself a scythe if you get the chance to. I wouldn't invest too much unless you got the spare cash around and you're going to use the scythe anyway. This scythe is an item to watch. Keep an eye on the scythe. It is likely to climb in the near future. And then finally, we're seeing a rise back on the mole slippers. The roller coaster is starting to climb, and it should keep climbing towards the 30 mil mark roughly this time next year. Mark my fucking words. Or unsubscribe, mark the date on your calendars, boys. But in the meantime, mole slippers are the footwear to be grabbing. The areola boots are okay, they're decent. The fucking, what are they called? The Avernic treads have been forgotten for now in the community. They'll pop up in a few months, but in the meantime, mole slippers, this is the investment to make. This is the investment to grab, and you got to tell your friends about it, because when they buy their mole slippers, yours goes up in value. Think of it like a bit of a triangle where you want to be as close to the top as possible with your mates a little bit further down than you, and then you want them to think they're close to the top with their mates below them. But as their mates start to buy mole slippers, yours goes up in value. It's a bit of a pyramid scheme, but it's not a pyramid scheme for legal reasons if anyone fucking asks. Just let me know what you're thinking about these mole slippers, because we're buying them up big time. We're making some fat cash. We're making about 200k profit per slippers at the moment, looking to rise even further towards the 30 mil mark easily. My name is Ryan. You're watching Rune News. This is Rune News with the Grand Exchange segment for Ryan. I'm a big boy. Have a good night. Our first Iron Man moment for the week goes to Dark Baggins, who is not an Iron Man, but he got an O-plate helmet, and I don't care. Fuck you. Now, this is a big announcement. This second moment for the week goes to a non-Iron Man. However, this is the big beanie weenie peeny poncini, stinky winky dinky, hunky dory, binky donkey dinky danky dinky chonky, chlamydia 69 right up there. Yep, you read it. That's correct. Infernal Cape. Fucking beautiful achievement. Well done. She's been going for it for quite a while. She got a quiver done as well, so she's smashed it. Congratulations. Very valuable member of the community. Congratulations on your Infernal Cape this week. Beans, you've done a good job. Now it's time to go for the pillarless Inferno that you've been telling everyone that you're going to do for the past 2 years now. It's time to go pillarless. We're looking forward to seeing the VOD very soon. Good job. Congratulations. And now our final Iron Man moment goes to Madathan the Badathan, getting a fucking... Whoa. Sang kit right there from the hard mode chob chest. Got the Sang kit, and I still don't have jack shit out of my KCs. But geez, I think it was like 63 KC or something. It doesn't say it down there. I think I read that in the Discord. But congratulations, beautiful Sang kit. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will be it this week for Rune News. My name is Ryan. You're watching Rune News. Have a good night. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy. It's huge. You got a big boy.